Hi, this is Frances from Healing Vibrations, and this is the third video in a series of 9 live videos where I'll be sharing a prediction of the energy for those people born in the following years. So were you born in 1994, 1985, 1976, 1967, 1958, 1949 or 1940? Or do you know somebody who was? Well, this is the prediction for 2019 for you. I introduce people to to who they really are, what their unique inner design is through the divine blueprint readings that I give before any healing process begins with my clients. So when I do this particular reading, which is based on Chinese medicine and the 5 elements of nature and how nature impacts us and how we are influenced by nature. Hi Mark, thanks for watching. I want to share with you how nature is impacting you this year if you're born during those years that I've listed, and what you can expect energy-wise during this year and how you can actually move with this particular energy. So this year is the 3rd year in the 9-year cycle. So the first year of this cycle was 2 years ago for you, so that would have been a year where you were dreaming really big of what you wanted for this 9-year cycle. You may not have been aware of it, but energetically that what was happening for you. And last year would have been a year that if you were planning something different or something new or launching something in a way of a new business, you will have been planting the seeds for that to start to grow and germinate. Well, now you're in the 3rd year of this 9-year cycle. So this 3rd year is a pretty powerful year because it's all about growth and change this year. So in regard to the season that we relate this particular pattern to, it relates to the season of spring. So if we think about spring, spring is where the shoot starts to come out of the ground and starts to grow and starts to flourish. And its main aim is just to keep on growing and become a tree or a shrub. This is the pattern or the pattern of energy that's influencing you this year. So that means that whatever you've started working on or planting the seeds for last year is now starting to grow. So it's very much an active year this year. There's a lot of vitality to this year. And when you think about it, spring is the time when all the plants sprout and there's a lot of growth happening. So this is the year for that change to happen, for that launch to really start to take place. So if you're wanting to initiate something or you've already had plans for something to initiate, now's the time for it to start to take off. And the energy of this year really supports that. So life is actually supporting you to create a change. Now, if you're wanting to be active in implementing that change, then the energy of this year is behind you. When this particular element of nature relates to wood. So wood relates to the trees, if you can imagine a tree. But at first it starts off as a seed, then becomes a sprout, and then it starts to grow into a tree. Well, that's what this particular energy is for you this year. Hello, Sandra. This is a particular reading for the years of, as I've listed. So 1965, not yet, but it's coming in two more sessions down the track. So hopefully you'll be watching in 2 days' time. So with this particular energy this year, whatever you're wanting to grow, the energy is behind it for you. But so this will be a year where there could be one big change, particularly if there's something that you're wanting to expand and to grow, or it could be a year where there's a series of changes. And so if there's something that you're wanting to grow and a good change to take place, then this is the year for it to happen. But, life is not always how we expect it to be. So sometimes there can be changes that happen for you this year which may not be as positive. So just be aware that this is really a powerful growth year for you and whatever you're wanting to put into place. So it's growth and change. And what could happen this year too is, even though you may have already implemented certain structures or plans, something can come out of the blue for you. So you may be given a job offer, or an opportunity may come your way. Hello, Atika, it's lovely to see you. So just be open to some kind of changes happening that are unexpected. But it is a good year this year to actually put a strategy in place. So it's a good time to put plans in place and not just to do things randomly. It's a year where you're going to find you're so much more enthusiastic, because the last 2 years of this cycle have been a bit slow, and certainly 2 years ago when you were dreaming big about what you wanted for this 9-year cycle, that was a very slow-paced year. You were very much inwards, and last year would have also been a little bit slow as well, but this year everything's happening, and a lot of positive growth is happening for you. So create a plan this year, and really think it through, and always think about, you're putting steps into place for where you're wanting to go from here on in. But also stay flexible, so maybe have another plan up your sleeve in case the first plan's not quite going according to the way you'd like it to. Now, with this emotion of this wood element, there's the emotion that relates to each of the elements of nature, and for this one, the emotion is anger or frustration. And what that means is that if you're setting a goal in place and you're wanting, to achieve that goal, what can happen is that there can be a feeling that somebody's stopping you or getting in the way of you achieving that goal. Or it could just be that as you're going along, things don't go as according to your plan. So what can be inspired in you, and it's coming from the energy of this year, it's not necessarily how you would normally behave. What's happening is that this frustration is coming up, and what can then come from frustration is anger. But be aware that there's good forms of anger and there's not so good forms of anger. This particular anger is coming from a sense of drive to make something happen, to realize that goal, to launch that new thing that you're wanting to work on. So it's an anger that will probably come up and out, and then it'll be over, a bit like a thunderclap. So, but just be aware you might get a little bit more angry this year than normally you would. Maybe it's not part of your personality. But it is a fast action-paced year, and a lot of growth is happening for you. And just watch out for those feelings of anger or frustration that are coming up. It's just the influence of this year. Now, this is the first year of a 2-year cycle of growth. So this is the first year, and then next year will be the second part of this growth. So I really want you to feel into the energy this year, and you may have already started to feel it around November, December last year. All of a sudden, that slowness of growth or the planting of seeds that may have happened last year is now starting to take off, and you would have felt it certainly at the last part of last year, and if not, probably January, February this year. And this will continue on until around October, November, when it starts to slow down a little bit for you. So with each of the elements, there's a particular colour that is associated with them, and for this particular year, it's green. And when we think about green's associated with nature outside, with the grass and with trees, and very much this particular element of wood relates to trees. So powerful year for you this year to maybe wear a little bit more green if you like, how you appear in green, or having something in your house that you can see that's green. So maybe putting a green cushion on your couch, or having a picture that's got, mountains on it, or trees particularly. Or just being out in nature this year. Hello, Anita. Lovely to see you. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the weekend. And so being out in nature, being near trees, or even hugging a tree. That seems to be a popular thing these days, because there is so much energy in trees. So I really want you to embrace this year. It's a powerful year of growth and change. Know that changes will come and happen, and be ready for them, and just know that, frustration and anger will be the emotion that may rise up a bit this year. If you have any questions or you want to know any more, I do 1.5 hour long readings in Divine Blueprint readings, which is reading the patterns of nature that are within you, within the features of your face, but also in your birth date. And then we marry that information together to give you the map to who you really are. And that also reveals your true calling in life, and also the core issues and emotions that will come up for you in your life as well. So I'll put a link into this post to my website and a page that's dedicated to the information about this blueprint reading. And by all means, I'd love to hear from you in case you want to know more. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back again tomorrow with the installment of the next year that's relevant to the people in the next set of years. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to share this with anybody that this is relevant to, by all means, I'd love for you to do that. Thanks again, and bye for now.